The next morning, Elizabeth Ann found herself all alone in the bedroom. She waited and waited.
Why is no one coming to tell me to get up? Aunt Frances always tells me when to get up.
Finally, it occurred to her that it was not necessary to have somebody tell her. She dressed and fixed her hair in a new style. She had always envied a girl in her class who wore it this way.
I'm hungry.
Well, you must feel rested.
Oh, I haven't been asleep. I was waiting for somebody to tell me to get up.
Oh, were you?
Elizabeth Ann decided she would not add that she had been waiting for someone to help her get dressed and do her hair.
Now get yourself a bowl off the shelf, oatmeal's on the stove, and the milk's in the blue pitcher.
Elizabeth Ann followed these instructions and sat down before this quickly assembled breakfast.
Oh, I'm afraid I've taken more than my share.
Your share?
Asked Cousin Anne.
My share of the milk.
Good land, child. Take all the milk you want. Hadn't you better wash your dishes before they get sticky? And don't you want one of those red apples? And then, maybe, you'd like to look around the house.
As Elizabeth Ann got up, she froze. Then Cousin Anne noticed Elizabeth Ann frozen with fear.
Oh, that's just Shep, our old dog. He makes a lot of noise when he sleeps too, but Mother says it's a comfort to her when she's alone here. I've got to put this laundry away. The sink's over there.
Elizabeth Ann had never done dishes before.
Just take them over to the sink there and hold them under the hot water. They'll be clean in no time.
She did as Cousin Anne said. She finished the dishes and dried them. Then she put them away.
Don't forget your apple as you go out.
As Elizabeth Ann ran from room to room in the house, she was relieved at the absence of a piano and secretly rejoiced she would not have to practice. In her heart, she had not liked her music lessons, but she had never dreamed of not accepting them from Aunt Frances. Also, she liked to hear Aunt Frances boast about how much better she could play than the other children.
All through? Well, there's one room you haven't seen yet, the milk room. Mother's down there now, churning. It's the door by the garage.
Well, I've been expecting you down here for a long time. I never saw a little girl yet who didn't like to watch butter making. Don't you love to run the butter worker over it? I do myself, and I'm 72.
I don't know anything about it.
Well, for goodness sakes, Henry, did you ever? Here's Betsy saying she never saw anybody making butter.
Well, Mother, you've never saw anybody laying asphalt pavement. And I suppose Betsy knows all about that.
Oh, yes. I know all about that.
Wouldn't Aunt Frances have been astonished if she could have looked in on Elizabeth Ann that very first morning of her stay at the hateful Putney farm?
Inspired by the novel Understood Betsy by Dorothy Canfield. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.